Hey, you guys, welcome to another video. And as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, consider subscribing. Make sure you take a look at the channel and see if if the content on here is something that's worth following, and if it is, give us a follow. We got a lot of videos and stuff that we're going to be loading over the next few weeks. So yeah, I just don't want to, I want to make sure that you're getting those notifications. I guess you're supposed to hit that little bell and all of that. Some people say it works. Other people say it doesn't, but hit it anyway if you haven't done so already. Really appreciate you again for being here. Okay, so as you know, right now we are in the presidential election season right now, and a lot has transpired, a lot has changed. There's still a lot of change that's happening right now. If you're on the social media circuit, I would caution you in that social media a lot of times is one big echo chamber that's controlled by a few people. So a few people can make a lot of noise and present one thing, and you think, oh my gosh, oh my God, it's everything's going this way. But in reality, it's not as much. So, so take a lot of what you take, particularly during the presidential season, election season, really with a grain of salt, because there's just a lot of this going on right now. And it's still too early right now to get any kind of fair assessment on anything right now. But anyway, but what we can get a fair assessment on is the black voter. And this is something that we have talked about off and on this platform for some time. And, we made it very clear that we're not pulling for either candidate. Quite honestly, we're not. What we're looking at is the system, because both of them are tied to the same system that no matter what they may promise. I mean, come on, folks. How many times do we need to hear these different promises and they never come through? And so Obama was, that's probably the biggest example. It was like, okay, well, he couldn't handle it in 4 years because he needs 8 years because it's just so much stuff. So black people gave him 8 years, and still black people are complaining, and because they see the reality of it, that, oh, this system is just too racist, that kind of thing. And but yet here we go again. You got black people falling for the same stuff all over again, and we're going to be getting more and more into it. So we're not, like I said again, so we're not pulling for any particular candidate here, but what we are pulling for is for people to become educated on the issues and not just go with the flow just because of these little, things like, oh, she looks black, or, he sounds like he's doing something, or he sounds like he actually cares, or, that kind of thing. Number one, Washington, D.C. does not care about black people. Let me say it again. Do I need to get a billboard for it? Perhaps I do. Maybe I need to get some shirts and a little mug, maybe a little teddy bear with a little shirt on it that says black people. Washington, D.C. doesn't care about black people. I mean, I really don't know how many times I have to say this, but unfortunately, a lot of people still fall for this nonsense. But anyway, our goal here on this platform is to get you to become invested and care enough about the issues where you actually take the time to invest in it. And as you're getting the answers, being brave enough to be able to face the truths that come out of that, so that you can make whatever changes that you can make. And when you do that, you'll find out less and less, you don't really need Washington. You don't need the government. There's a lot of things that we can handle and do on our own. All right. So there's this story that I came across. I could fit another video in here, but I think this is just enough right here. Because it's very similar to this story. This comes to us by way of in Mississippi. And basically what happened is there's a lot of crime in a particular area here there in Mississippi. And so, the news showed up or whatever because they heard about some protests. And so I'll let you watch it. Okay. How about we do that? Because I watched this. I originally saw it on Twitter and I couldn't believe it. I said, I got to look this story up on my own, because I don't believe it. I don't believe that these people are saying this, but it's true. Anyway, so it says community protest for Jackson gas station to be shut down. Many residents are calling for the Texaco or Medgar Evers on Medgar Evers Boulevard to be shut down after the recent homicides and crime in the area. Now, when you read that, you just kind of expect, okay, well, maybe the gasoline station where they, maybe the owners are dealing in drugs, with people in the community or whatever. But let's take a look and listen to this story here, and then I'll be right back.
Councilman Kenneth Stokes and people in the area gathered to talk about their concerns with the Texaco gas station on Medgar Evers Boulevard. Now, you may remember that's where a number of shootings have happened, including a deadly one earlier this month. Now the councilman is looking into ways to get the business shut down. Fox 40's Nathan Lee has been following this story. And Nathan, what are Councilman Stokes' plans?
Well, Morgan Councilman Stokes announced today he is bringing up a vote of no confidence against the city's legal department and director at the next city council meeting. Stokes and residents believe it's time to shut down this business and declare it a nuisance due to the number of homicides and crime there.
Where people suffer harm or injury, it's got to be considered a nuisance. How many people have to die here before they realize it's harmful?
Councilman Kenneth Stokes was joined by many in the community for a protest on Sunday against the Texaco gas station on Medgar Evers Boulevard, with hopes to get the business shut down after multiple issues there. The most recent happened earlier this month when 23-year-old Jacoby Austin was shot and killed in front of the gas station. Another deadly shooting happened at the beginning of the year, taking the life of 47-year-old Roger Fulgham. This is not the first time people have called for the business's closure. Those in the community plan to keep speaking up until the safety issue in the area is handled.
We want to make sure that when we go in these stores, our kids go in the stores, or wives, or children, hey, we want to make sure that we're safe when we go in these places.
We're going to keep on coming, and we're going to keep on fighting until we get something done, until we save people from getting killed right here.
The citizens stand up and speak out. We're going to continue to do that, and for the next generation, those next ones up that come up, they're going to be affected. And we want to make sure we change the narrative.
Councilman Stokes, who has been pushing for security guards at convenience stores, will have an item at the next city council meeting to vote a no confidence in the city's legal department for not declaring the business a nuisance. Residents feel like this is the only way to handle the growing issue in the area.
If you're providing a business that you see is detrimental to the community that you're serving, and that your business is causing people to lose their lives, then you should have the integrity of a human being for yourself to say, we need to shut this down.
Now, the issue will be addressed at Tuesday's City Council meeting. We will be sure to update you on air and online if any developments take place. Nathan Lee, 3 on your side.
Okay. So it's the business fault. It's the gasoline station's fault. The gasoline station, is their fault that the crime is going up in the community, that people are making the conscious choice to meet up at a business to basically kill each other. It's the gasoline station's fault. It's Texaco's fault. Did you hear that? I want to make sure you heard that whole story. You may want to rewind that and listen to that again. Maybe if you can keep your food down. So these individuals are coming together, and I have another video here, a short video I can show you, that Councilman Stokes, well, he has made, in the past, this was back in about 8 years ago, he made another suggestion some time ago. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. But as I'm pulling this up here, so again, these individuals, voting age individuals, are acknowledging are saying that they feel that the gasoline station, it's their fault, that people in their community are deciding to meet up at the gasoline station to kill one another, to shoot one another. So therefore, together with this council person, they are suggesting that we need to basically declare this business a nuisance. So that's the answer. That's the answer. It's the business fault. It's a nuisance, so we need to get it shut down. Well, let's take it out even further. Why stop there? Why stop there? Instead of saying that, how about this? I got a bright idea on this. How about if we just tell people to move out of the community? Let's get everybody to move out of the community because, again, we don't want to give these bad guys any target. We don't want to give them a reason. So what we need to do is get everybody to move out of the community. And based on our limited intelligence, we have discovered that living close or living near or in white communities, they tend to have lower crime rate. So it would be best if we move to white communities. That's a great idea, right? But see, here's the thing. When I saw this, my first reaction, I just said, Jesus Christ. I mean, I could, that was the first, it just popped out of my mouth. I couldn't believe it, but I can believe it because you have a lot of individuals out here. That is how they think. It's never this, hey, you know what? We screwed up. This is our people doing this. It ain't the gasoline station's fault. It's our people doing this stuff. Why has this got to go to a council meeting? Why does this got to go to why is it the gasoline? So now we're blaming the gasoline station for increased crime in the community. They want to declare it as a public nuisance. Let me just give you an idea of what I'm talking about in terms of leadership there. Let me see. Let me pull this other video up for you right quick. Okay, sorry about this. Member, hold on. I can't even have spell here. Okay. OU. Sorry, y'all. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I think I got it up here. Okay, here it is. Here it is.
Ward 3, Jackson City Council.
Okay, so now this is the same guy. This is the same council person, Councilman Stokes down in Jackson, Mississippi. Listen to his react. This is his suggestion to crime down there as well. This was 8 years ago. I want you to take a listen to his suggestion here.
And Kenneth Stokes feels police from other cities are reckless when they chase misdemeanor suspects into Jackson. He wants to throw rocks, bricks, and bottles at these officers. The councilman met with reporters today and said such action will send a stern message to officers who want to track down young men who steal bubble gum.
What I suggest, we get the black leadership together, and as these jurisdictions come into Jackson, we throw rocks and bricks and bottles at them. That'll send the message, we don't want you in here.
Stokes says if the law allows outside jurisdictions to chase misdemeanor offenders into Jackson, then the law needs to be changed.
So his suggestion is, this is the same council person of the video that I just showed you earlier. His suggestion is, let's throw rocks and bricks and sticks or whatever and glass bottles at the police. This is what he's suggesting here. Now, you and I, we already know how that's going to turn out if they were to follow through on that. That's his suggestion. Instead of saying, you know what? This is something that's homegrown and we have to face this ourselves. We're going to have to deal with this. These are our people that are committing these crimes and we need to deal with it on our own. We have to start calling out these people, these individuals that are bringing this bad behavior. We got to start calling out these families that don't give two craps about their children and what time they are. They let their little children just be hanging out in the streets all times of the night. We have to start taking control of our own destiny. And instead of doing that, everything gets shifted to everybody else. This is the mindset of a lot of people right now that are all gun-ho and want to vote and want to just, this candidate is going to take care of us. This candidate is going. These people don't care about you. Again, now it's not too late. You can put it in the chat or in the comment section. Let me know if you want me to get you a little teddy bear with a little shirt that says that Washington, D.C. doesn't care about you. These politicians, they don't. They don't. There are some out there that do, but they don't. And I'm glad of that, actually, because at the end of the day, we have to begin to realize that if we don't take initiative and start addressing these things on our own and solving these situations on our own, then we won't have these conversations of long, drawn out conversations that are never ending of the high rate of black men going into prison, or the dropout rates and stuff like that. you know, it's just a very difficult conversation to have. And what I will say opens up to another conversation that we have been having, but I want to go even further with this, is really identifying who do you consider, you know, to be the Black community. I mean, now really, I mean, that's something that because you can't spell community without unity. And I can tell you right now, there is no unity in what we call the Black community. There isn't. And so it's stories like this, when I see individuals like this, that will, instead of just saying, you know what, we got to do better, their strategy is shutting down businesses to solve an issue. It just blows my mind. But these people vote. These are the people that vote. And so very dangerous, very dangerous. So anyway, I had to share this story because I just couldn't believe my ears when I saw it. But then again, I could, because this is a much bigger issue that we're grappling with out here right now, are people that are just, they don't care. They really don't care at the end of the day. And then I don't want to hear people say, well, Dwayne, don't pick on these people. They're poor. Just because you're poor doesn't mean you have to be ignorant. Let me say that again. Just because you're poor does not mean you have to be ignorant. And what we saw on display there is pure, unadulterated ignorance. That's exactly what that is. And there has to be things done to separate those that want to be willingly ignorant from those who want to invest and do something and actually fix it, and people who are also brave enough to face the reality of, dang, we messed up here, but we have the things that we need to fix it. That's what needs to happen. So anyway, we'll be talking more, and there'll be more videos coming. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.